How about the Phillies game last night?
Oh, I watched the one the night before.
Oh my goodness. I was so glad I didn't watch that. We're live. Good morning. I'm Berks County Commissioner Christian Leinbach, and I want to welcome you to our Commissioners Board meeting for September the 22nd. We are broadcasting live via Microsoft Teams live event, also on BCTV, as well as Facebook and YouTube Live. At this time, I'd like to ask everyone to stand for a moment of silence and the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Are there any additions or corrections to the September 15th Commissioner meeting minutes? Hearing none, the minutes will stand approved as presented. We did have an executive session yesterday, the 21st, dealing with real estate, personnel, contract negotiations, and litigation. At this time, I'd like to recognize Barbara Lopez to read the public comment policy.
Public comment will be accepted in person and through the Q&A function. Please include your first name, last name, and municipality for all comments. Any comments without name and municipality will not be considered. Each citizen can submit one comment. Comment length is dictated by limitations of the platform being used, Teams Q&A, Facebook, and YouTube. In-person comments will be accepted first, followed by comments submitted virtually. The meeting comment period is limited to a total of 30 minutes, including both in-person and virtual comments. This time period may be extended at the discretion of the board. Please be concise. Comments that are germane to county business will be read during the meeting and should not be considered to be interactive dialogue with the commissioners. The county solicitor shall be the final arbiter of whether a comment is germane and should be read. Any commissioner response to public comment will be done at the discretion of the commissioners.
Thank you very much, Barbara. There's no public comment on the agenda, either in person or online. So we will move right to the agenda. Item 1, authorizing. Under that, Budget Department, adopt a resolution authorizing 2022 budget transfers in the amount of $246,586 and 2022 appropriations in the amount of $256,443 per listing dated September 16th. There are 2 items under Human Resources. Item 1, authorize the promotion of Elizabeth Ernst from Assistant Director of Nursing to Director of Nursing, Berksheim Administration. Item 2, authorize the utilization of a temp agency for an Office Support 3 Management Confidential position at the jail. There are several items listed under the Commissioners. Item A, adopt a resolution authorizing a letter of support for redevelopment assistance capital program applicable to the Colebrookdale Railroad Preservation Trust for $2.25 million to complete the ADA and downtown connectivity improvements in the Boyertown Yard event space and build the Secret Valley Farmers Market. Item B, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the Susquehanna Accounting and Consulting Solutions, Inc. amended agreement to include consulting services to the Berks County Workforce Development Board related to program monitoring performed by the County of Berks. Item C, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the agreement by and between the County of Berks and the Berks County Industrial Development Authority to assist St. Luke's Hospital of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania with their project funded by the Redevelopment Assistance Capital Program. Item D, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the master services agreement between Lexipol LLC and the Berks County Sheriff's Office for the subscription of annual enforcement policy manuals, supplemental manuals, and training bulletins. Item E, adopt a resolution authorizing the appointment of Nathaniel Guest, Boyertown, to the Schuylkill River Passenger Rail Authority Technical Committee for a 2-year term expiring September 30th of 2024. Item 2, a motion to authorize execution of contract agreements and amendments as furnished, as set forth on the attached listing dated September the 19th of 2022. There are a total of 5 contracts. There are 5, 1 with Area Agency on Aging, 2 with Children and Youth Services, 1 with the Department of Emergency Services, and 1 with the Law Library. Item 3, a motion to authorize execution of the payments and electronic transfers as set forth in the Controller's Office voucher listing dated September 22nd. And item 4, a motion to authorize execution of employee payroll disbursements dated September 27th.
Motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I will second that motion. The motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The motion is carried. We'll move now to our treasurer's report. We have the Deputy Treasurer, Linda Weaver. Linda.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have an opening balance of $239,110,219.96. We have a balance to clear of $7,842,573.13, leaving us with a balance of $231,267,646.83.
Thank you very much, Linda. We'll move now to the County Controller, Sandy Graffius, with the Controller's report.
Morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Total accounts payable, $5,329,397.70. We had a payroll this week, $4,767,670.05 for a grand total of $10,097,067.75.
Thank you very much, Sandy. We'll move now to our Chief Operations Officer, Ron Seaman.
Thank you, Commissioner Leinbach. There are no items to report on at this time.
Thank you. And we'll move to Commissioner's comments, and we'll begin with Commissioner Kevin Barnhart.
Thank you, Commissioner Leinbach. So today, right now, our steering committee, along with representatives CGL, are doing some outreach meetings in the community about our new correctional facility. They're meeting with Clara Assisi House as we speak. I think the warden is accompanying them on this trip, as well as there'll be a public outreach meeting this afternoon with the Council of Churches Now Transformative Solutions Network, which leads us into tonight's town hall, which will be here at 5:30 p.m. in the Commissioner's boardroom. It'll also be on Microsoft Teams, Facebook, YouTube, and BCTV. The overview is the Berks County Correctional Facility Steering Committee will host a town hall as part of overall public outreach planning to educate community members and stakeholders on the facility's progress and ensure their voices are heard as the correctional facility is developed. Objectives are communicate the community need for the project, build trust and transparency with stakeholders and community members by listening to their concerns and questions about the project. The town hall will be led by members of the BCCF, Berks County Correctional Facility Steering Committee, as well as owners representatives, CGL. So please come in attendance either online or here tonight at 5:30 to hear updates on the correctional facility. And our Public Relations Officer, Stephanie Weaver, and I traveled to Lancaster County last night. They are about a year behind us in planning a new correctional facility in Lancaster. So it was interesting to see how they rolled out their program to the community. They actually acquired a very large farm in Lancaster Township in the southeast corner, adjacent to the city of Lancaster, to build their new facility. Their facility presently is in downtown Lancaster. I think the first building was built in 1850. And they've added on, I think, 3 times since then. But what was interesting, one of the things they're going to be struggling with, not like we are because of the location of our future facilities, there is in a neighborhood and the neighbors were there in force discussing their concerns about traffic, appearance, and things like that. They want to be good neighbors, but by the same token, they also want to know what's going on. So challenges abound in Lancaster, but again, we're going to be presenting where we are tonight to the audience and give them an update where we are. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Barnhart. I will be at the beginning of the BCCF Town Hall meeting tonight. The presentation primarily is going to come from CGL. It's information very familiar with, but we made a commitment early on to be very transparent and open and public about where we are, what we're doing. We will continue to do that. We will see additional town halls in the future. This Sunday evening, and I might ask Ron to turn his mic back on, I'm going to be at an event. The Blue Mountain Heritage Course presents a fun concert about some of your favorite food. And it's at Salem Bellman's Church. Ron told me about it. Very interesting. Why don't you give us a little bit more detail? Who's the Blue Mountain Heritage Chorus and what's it about? Now, I don't know if we want him to sing anything, but who knows?
No. It's simply a group that was organized 14 years ago by an individual named Carol Kissinger from the Center Township area. It's comprised of strictly volunteers. We range in age from the 30s up into the 90s. We do an annual concert, and in the last 4 or 5 years, except for the COVID period, they've also added a holiday concert sometime between our annual concert and the Christmas season. So if anybody would like to come out, there will be a special honoring taking place. It's surprise, so I can't reveal too much about it, but it's 2:00 Sunday afternoon at Bellman's Church. We begin with a somewhat religious set. We go into our theme, which this year, as you mentioned, is food, and we have songs that relate to food.
Like
one of the
ice
examples
cream,
is Susie.
I scream, you scream, we all scream.
Well, no, not quite. But from Susical, we have green eggs and ham.
Okay.
From Oliver, we have food, glorious food. There's a banquet. I forget, banquet fugue, I think it's called. It's kind of a take on classical. There's some audience participation.
That
on
sounds
top
scary.
of spaghetti. And then we end with a patriotic set.
Oh, great. We're looking forward to it. Tickets are $10. How do people get a hold of them? Can they pay at the door?
They can pay at the door. Any chorus member would have some available, but at this late time, I would recommend just come at the door.
And it's at the Salem Bellman's Church outside. It says Mooresville, PA, but it's not inside Mooresville. It's outside of Mooresville on Bellman's Church Road.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you head north on 61 or south on 61, north, it's just after you get through Leesport, you turn to your left. South, it's just before you get to Leesport, you turn to your right.
Great. So 2 other events quick that I want to cover, and I'm going to share my screen for a minute. The first we talked about last week, but that's Sober Stock. It's taking place this Saturday up at Easy Does It, Inc. It's from 1 to 4 p.m. It's proof that you can have a rock concert, have a lot of fun without alcohol, without drugs. They do it every year. It's part of recovery, and they do it in National Recovery Month, which is September. Now, I always love when it does this. It's hiding the top of my, so I'm not going to be able, maybe, no, I can't change it. So the other one, oh yeah, I can now. The other event is Guts and Glory. Kind of an odd name. When I was first asked, would you come to Guts and Glory? I didn't know if anyone knows what a Spartan race is or something like that. I just pictured really bad things. But this is about health, mental health, digestive health, wellness expo, all types of displays. It's at a new location this year. It's at Penn State Berks campus at the Perkins Plaza event. I think the weather's supposed to be absolutely great on Saturday, and that runs from 10 a.m. To 3 p.m. It's free. Just stop by. If you want to get more information, you can see the URL up at the top. But all you need to do, if you type in Guts and Glory Berks County in Google, it'll come up as the first or second search. With that, I'll stop sharing my screen, Mohammed. That is all that I have. Are there any comments from our row officers? Hearing none, we have no public comment in person, and we'll check quickly online. I don't think there's anything, but takes a minute, and there's nothing online. So I will accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
The meeting is adjourned.